on the future here. How are you guys doing today? Leave in the comments below. I was just scrolling through Instagram like all of you do, we do, and I keep seeing these videos of women saying getting ready with me and putting on their makeup, and you see them without makeup first and they get the brush and all the makeup on, and some go really quick, and by the time they get through they look like a totally different woman. I mean, totally different. There's been a couple I've seen on YouTube with them, Instagram the last few years, and I would watch them just to see how far they go with the makeup. And it's amazing what they can do with makeup nowadays. I don't know what they call it, shadowing or shading. So you have the foundation, but they shape their nose different, their eyes, everything is different. And this one, it was the reverse. She showed herself with full makeup. I thought, she's a pretty lady, right? Then she started taking the makeup off. Then she did a split screen photo of her with full makeup and with the no makeup. And it didn't even look like her. If I seen her on the street, they were walking separately, I would think it was two different women. It's amazing what makeup can do and how the women apply the makeup. You talk about being an artist. Some women, because I know some women without makeup, they're naturally pretty. And then they do put the makeup on. Some it's a lot, some it's a little. Yes, and it makes them more beautiful. It enhances their beauty. And I've seen that, and I know some women who wear a little makeup, and I know some women who wear a lot of makeup, but they were just born pretty. They were born with that gift. The women I keep seeing on Instagram, again, no offense to anybody, this is just my opinion, they're not really pretty, but the makeup makes them pretty. So especially for you younger guys out there, before you invest too much time and money in a woman, even though she's younger, make sure at least you see a picture of her before you invest too much time or money in her, because she might look totally different and you might not be happy with how she looks when she wakes up in the morning. And so watching all this brought me to one of my memories. Again, I can't say the name. It was a former boss of mine. And he's still alive and everything, so you might see this up. I don't want to say any names, but he married a pretty woman who at the time, of course we're talking 35 years ago, I was about 21, and he married a woman we'll call Mary. That's not her real name. And I think down deep, she always wanted to be a model. Because she always stayed thin, not too thin, just perfect. Her size, weight, everything was perfect. She always had that model look. The long straight hair, bleached it blonde, on the thin side. And like I said, she was really pretty. And the man I was working for built cars for movies and TV shows at that time. So a lot of times I would stay at the shop late because we were working late, and he lived a couple miles away. So he'd say, Ron, why don't you come over to our house, we'll have dinner, and we can just spend the night. They had a spare room right next to their room. And we married to Mary, right? So anyway, Mary always looked nice, always dressed nice. She did have, I can't say what she did, but she did have a professional job. So I've seen her many, many times. I'd say at least, I don't know, maybe about 50, maybe 100 times, right? She always looked the same. Didn't wear a whole lot of makeup. Had makeup on, hair done, dressed to perfection, right? So we checked with the wife, with Mary, so it's okay if I spend the night. Everything was fine. So we had dinner, all that. The next morning, we said goodnight and all that. So I wake up the next morning, had, I was in their room, their spare room, right? Because they might have had their door shut. And so I was making their bed, which I, slept in next door to their room, to their house. So I was making the bed, and the door opened up, and it was Mary. First thing she did when she got out of bed was to check on me, to see how I'm doing, which was great. So I heard her voice. I'm making the bed. I heard her voice say, "Good morning, Ron." And I turned around, and I was surprised. And I always hoped, again, I was young, I was only 21, and I hope my facial expressions didn't show a surprised look, because she was a very nice lady. I never wanted to hurt her feelings or anything like that. And she never wore that much makeup. You could see, you look at her, eye to eye. But even with her not wearing the makeup, she was still pretty in one hand, but in the other hand, it was different. You know what I mean? So, you could still tell it was her, but that softness with the makeup and the shading and all that was gone. Which, like I said, she still looked pretty because she was only 32, but then it was way different in the other hand. And then she had really long, pretty long hair. Now, again, she just woke up in the morning. Her hair was sticking straight up like long needles, right? Like she just had an electric shock and her hair just stood up. Well, I wasn't expecting this. And so that was a shock, seeing no makeup and her hair like that. Because I should have thought about that before. When you wake up in the morning, Ron, you're going to see Mary, no makeup on, hair messed up, this and that. I didn't even think of that. I was thinking about what my boss and I had to do the next day on the cars we were working on. So I had a real busy day. That was the last thing on my mind. I was thinking what his wife is going to look like in the morning, right? So like I said, I was making a bed, turned around, boom, got a big shock. So I probably think I did have a surprised look, and then I tried to tame it down and just get, the more normal look. Then we had a little conversation, had breakfast, and stuff like that. So, like I said, this is especially to the younger guys, us older guys like me, I'm 58. We know this, that women wear a lot of makeup. And you're probably seeing this now on Instagram or TikTok, the women doing this. But, things have really changed. And I don't know if they're putting more on in one time, or if it's the type of makeup that, like I said, that shading or whatever it's called, makes their eyes and their nose. Like I said, the one lady, it changed her nose. It surprised me, like I said, I'm 58 years old. I've never been married, I'm single, but, I've dated, I've been around, I've seen things, I've experienced things. And I'm still getting surprised. And the lady I just seen a few minutes ago, she will say she was cute. It's what the younger people say, a mid, right? Mid-range. Well, probably low mid. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say maybe about a 4. That's fine. We're all average, most of us. And so I watched it to see how far she would go. And she went all the way. She had the foundation and the shading, whatever that's called. The lips, the lip liner. Made her lips a lot thicker, wider. She went on to put on the foamy lashes. But she looked great. I'm not complaining. But again, it looked like a totally different woman. You know, they looked alike. It's like sisters. You know, one, she's cute. The other one with the makeup, is really beautiful. You know, I mean, there's a big difference. And I see this a lot on Instagram. It just comes up in my feed. I don't like them or follow them. I don't know why it keeps coming up, but it keeps coming up. And it really amazes me. And then the artistry that the woman has to go through to do this. I mean, it comes out perfect. Looks like they're having it, you know, professionally done. So my point is mainly to the younger guys, don't let the makeup fool you. I had a family member, I won't say who, when I was like in my late teens, early 20s. And the family member would be watching TV together. And I would say, wow, you know, that woman really is beautiful. And the family member would say, Ron, you're liking the makeup, not the woman. And at the time, of course, that made sense. I'm thinking, no, that woman really is beautiful, you know. Well, I didn't see that woman without her makeup off, you know, when she walked into the studio or wherever she was at, you know, to get on TV. So my family member was right. And years ago, you know, like we're seeing on Instagram now, we're seeing the makeup come off. You know, we see the women with the makeup have it nice and thick on. And now we're seeing it coming off. Thinking, oh yeah. And I knew this, you know, decades ago, you know. But I get a smile on my face because I remember my family member telling me that, you know, they like the women because they have all the makeup on. I'm thinking, well, they still have to be pretty underneath all that makeup. Well, some are, some aren't. And that's, you know, just how it goes. But what's funny is, you know, us men, we don't wear makeup. At least most of us, right? So we go out into the world, you know, with bumps and lumps and red patches and scars and acne marks or whatever. And the women will look at us and tell their girlfriends, say we're in a store or something, well, I don't like that guy. He's not cute. He's not nice looking. He's not attractive. Meanwhile, she has a half an inch of makeup plastered on her face. You know, so that's kind of weird how that works out that way. You know, they put on their makeup. They're walking around the store thinking they're a 10. You know, they see a guy over here and might say he's a 5, a 4, a 3. You know, I'm not interested in him. You know, they're saying, I want a guy who's a 9 or a 10. Well, we don't put on makeup and shading and lipstick and false eyelashes and false hair. You know, most of us men are just natural men. What you see is what you get. You know, this is it. With the women, it's just the opposite. What we see, we don't get. So make sure, especially the young men, the older men should know this. If you don't, you know it now. Before you invest too much money and time into your date, make sure you see her without the makeup, even if it's a picture. That's very important because if you invest too much money, and one day you see her without the makeup, you might be saying, I'm out. You know, you tricked me. I didn't know this. Because this makeup is really transforming women into a whole different person. I keep seeing this. You know, and you're probably seeing it on Instagram too. I don't watch TikTok, but I watch a lot of Instagram. And I at least get 1, maybe 2 of those a day, women doing this. Get ready with me. Or they'll be talking about going on a date, whatever. And they start off with no makeup, or they come back from the date already done. I think, wow, she's a real beautiful woman. And she's saying how the date went, good or bad. She's wiping her makeup off. And at the end, it's like, wow, you look like somebody totally different. So anyway, I didn't want to make this video too long. Just to warn you guys out there, the younger guys, or if it's older guys watching this, tell the younger guys, warn them how the women are using this makeup. I like that the women wear makeup. I think it should be a little less, because sometimes I feel like I'm getting tricked. The women want to trick us. They might be a 5 on the makeup, they're a 10. I understand their side of it, why they'd want to do that. Excuse me. But I think it's a little bit unfair to us men. So you go, I don't know, meet a woman in a grocery store, she has her makeup on, right? You ask her out on a date, she has her makeup on. You keep taking her out on dates, she has her makeup on. You might not actually know what that woman looks like till way down the line, maybe 30 dates later, maybe $3,000 later you spent. Then you find out, hey, that's not the woman I want to look at for the rest of my life, So then on the women, they already know. We're here. No makeup, this is our hair. You may have a beard, may not have a beard. So yeah, it's really unbalanced, So it'd be nice in a way if women didn't wear makeup, just stayed more natural, like maybe way back in the Western days, or whenever, before makeup got invented, or at least wear less, or at least for the women, let the man see without makeup before you invest too much money, you know what I mean? Just to make sure, because again, just being honest, this is my opinion, but men, we're visual creatures. Of course we like women for their personalities too, but the first thing we look for is looks, for beauty. So, if you had just little to no makeup on, we would know what we're getting pretty much right off the bat. If you have half an inch of makeup on, you date the guy for a month, he spends thousands of dollars on you, then you take the makeup off. Now we're seeing what we're really getting, and then it looks nothing like you. And then about a week ago, I started seeing some women, which really surprised me on this one. I had to go back and watch this a few times. She had her makeup done really nice, not overly done. But she had dentures. And that surprised me. I wasn't ready for that. Because she only looked like she's maybe 25, maybe 30 years old. And I just wasn't ready for that. And she was really pretty. She kind of looked like a model. And she was just talking, I forget what she was talking about. Then all of a sudden, and on purpose too, it wasn't an accident, because she stopped and she did this, and she put her teeth in her dentures in her hand. And then kept talking with no teeth in her mouth. And talk about aging somebody, So now I don't know how old she was with her teeth in. She looked 25, 30 years old. Without her teeth, she looked about 65 years old. So yeah, there's some weird stuff going on out there, guys. So now, I guess you have to ask your date if she has all her teeth. Those are her real teeth, new dentures. Again, I'm not making fun of anybody. I was just smiling a little bit inside, because I was picturing that Instagram reels where she was just talking, took her dentures out of her mouth. I don't know if she was trying to be funny or what, but that was no AI. That was a regular woman, natural woman with dentures. So, if any moms are seeing this, any women, you might want to tell your sons this too, just to prepare them, you know. But they're probably dating younger women too who don't need a lot of makeup, but you never know. Nowadays I'm seeing all ages on there. It looks like from 20 all the way up to, I don't know, probably 70. So anyway, that's my point. Before you invest too much money in the women, guys, make sure you see them without their makeup, even if it's just a picture. And don't embarrass the women. Just say nicely, be a gentleman about it. Just say, I love to see a picture without you, without your makeup. I'm sure you're pretty. I would just like to see what you look like naturally. Something like that. You never want to embarrass them. So anyway, I thought I'd do this video for you, and because I've seen that reels on Instagram, and then it started me thinking of my boss's wife, and I still remember that in great detail of today. So anyway, I thought I would just share that with you. Okay, guys, thank you for watching this. And if you have any comments or any experiences, I'd love to hear them. Leave them in the comments below. And until next time, you guys take care, okay? And I'll see you next time.